Manchester City resumes their Premier League title quest at Brighton without injured Erling Haaland. Manchester City will be without top scorer Erling Haaland when they resume their bid to retain the Premier League title against Brighton on Thursday. Coach Pep Guardiola's team enters the match occupying third place in the table, 4 points behind leaders Arsenal, but it has 2 matches in hand over the North London club, which crushed Chelsea 5-0 on Tuesday. Second-placed Liverpool can go level with Arsenal if they beat Everton in Wednesday's Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. City has not played in the league since its crushing 5-1 victory over Luton Town on April 13, after being busy with cup competitions in its last 2 matches. On Saturday, they battled back to a 1-0 win over Chelsea to reach the FA Cup final for the second season in a row, where they will face local rivals Manchester United at Wembley Stadium once again. 3 days ago, City's reign as European champions ended when they lost on penalties to Real Madrid at the Etihad Stadium, a defeat that also dashed their hopes of achieving a historic treble-double. Haaland exited at the end of the 90 minutes of the Champions League due to a muscle problem, as Guardiola said after the match that both the Norwegian and main playmaker Kevin De Bruyne asked to exit before the penalty shootout due to fitness problems. The Norwegian, who has scored 31 goals across competitions this season, missed the win over Chelsea, and Guardiola revealed on Wednesday that he will also miss the match against Brighton. But there was better news with defender John Stones and 22-goal striker Phil Foden, who were also injury doubts. Stones was not ready enough to start against Real Madrid and was replaced at halftime at Wembley Stadium, while Foden did not participate in training on Tuesday, but will be in the team's squad for Thursday's match. The Spanish coach said, "Erling is not ready for tomorrow's match, and the other 2 are ready. I know it's not a big deal, but he's not allowed in this match. We've had a lot of problems with important players due to injuries, but we're still there. We've reached the FA Cup final, we've reached the final stages of the Champions League, and we're there in the Premier League." He added, "But it is possible to reach the end this way and lose all the titles in 1 week, but the team behaved incredibly this season again." Next will be Brighton, who dropped to 10th place in the table after winning only once in the last 7 league matches and were eliminated in the round of 16 in the Europa League by Italian club Roma. It has been a tough season for the Seagulls after last season's success saw them finish 6th and qualify for Europe for the first time in the club's history. Key midfielders Moises Caicedo and Alexis McAllister were sold to Chelsea and Liverpool, respectively, while coach Roberto De Zerbi had to deal with the burden of midweek Europa League fixtures and a long list of injuries. In their last game, a 1-1 draw with relegation threatening Burnley as they needed a disastrous error from Claret's goalkeeper Arianet Muric to save a point, Brighton were already without 9 first-team players after Pervis Estopinan went off injured after just 13 minutes. But De Zerbi remains a high-profile manager, having been talked about as a potential replacement for the outgoing managerial duo, Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool and Thomas Tuchel at Bayern Munich, with Guardiola braced for another tough night at the Amex Stadium. "Tomorrow will be one of the most difficult matches of the season. Brighton is off my schedule and is one of the most difficult matches for the way we play," he said. "My admiration for Buddy Zerbi grows every season. They have had a lot of problems. Important players have been sold. They have a lot of injuries and are playing in more competitions, but the way they play is always there. He is doing a great job at Brighton." City will return to action on Sunday when they face Nottingham Forest at the City Ground, where Haaland should be fit enough to return. In May, they face Wolves at home, Fulham away, Tottenham Hotspur away, and then West Ham United at the Etihad Stadium on the final day of the season. The FA Cup final between Manchester and Manchester will be held on May 25.